up early in the morning and sleeping early in the night, is it useful scientifically? What is the evidence we have? What are the scientific research papers saying about this early rising? So these things, children will be more interested in looking at the research which has been done in various countries, particularly in Western European countries, where they did a lot of research on early rising. So we can just discuss with this whenever the whole family is sitting together, when the mood is good, when people are receptive, when the kids are receptive, we can discuss this thing. This is one thing. Once they get convinced, yes, this is something we need to do, and maybe I am not able to do right now, because if immediately tomorrow morning, if you wake him up at 5 o'clock, he might feel first thing, he might not be willing to get up, and even if you force him to get up, the whole day he might feel dull, or he might say that this is not suitable for my own constitution. So you can discuss how we can implement this thing without causing any discomfort. So maybe we can start it in an incremental way. We sleep 15 minutes early and get up 15 minutes early, or 5 minutes early and 5 minutes early. Slowly we will make it incrementally, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. Early we will sleep and early we will get up. That is one thing which will not cause a drastic change suddenly in the entire metabolism, and that will slowly make them get adjusted to the new schedule. Another thing is, we need to keep something which is very, very motivating for them to do immediately after getting up. So even see, when you make your son sit and ask him about his plans, his these things, he will also have certain goals and other things which he wants to achieve, but because of so many constraints, he might not be able to do that. So you can discuss with him. Maybe you can help him do such things which he is postponing from many days, or anything which is very interesting. Or maybe if my kids, actually, they like to play with me. So even though they play with their friends, they like to play with me. So whenever I say we'll get up, we'll play on the first floor, we'll go upstairs and we'll play. They're always ready. We use kites, and we use arrows and bows and guns and shooting and all those things we do early in the morning, and they're so happy to do that. So something which is interesting, depending upon the age of your kid, whatever is interesting to him, we can plan, and gradually, slowly, step by step, in baby steps towards getting up early in the morning might help. This is what you can try, and also you can discuss. You can share with us whatever response you have got.
Yeah, thank you, Bhaiya. Actually, two of the things which you've told are very useful for my son, and one of the thing is useful for me, like, increase it by 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and all that. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So elaboratively you have explained. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today, I would like to discuss one important thing which normally we don't discuss in detail. Two topics. So we all know we are what we eat, and we eat what we are. So when we choose good food, when we choose healthy food which nourishes each and every cell of the body, food which is natural, food which is having that life energy, that food is definitely helpful in strengthening our body, increasing our energy levels, but it will also alter our mental state and take us to the higher level. We all have a lot of capability, a lot of potential which is unused. So we can tap that potential just by altering our mental state, and we can alter our mental state just by eating healthy. So a lot of research also went into this particular thing. Just by altering our food pattern, altering just by choosing the right food and eating in the right time, we can change our mental state. And when we choose the wrong food which is not so healthy, food which is not having that life energy in it, food which is preserved, reheated, lot of spicy and oily, fried food which is a stimulant, like a lot of caffeine, a lot of tea, coffee, a lot of smoking, alcohol, lot of things which numb the brain, like alcohol and some drugs and all those things. All these things have a profound effect, negative effect on our mental state. So it's very important for us to choose the right food so that we will stay in a right state of mind. And the opposite is also true. We eat what we are. If we are in a right mental state, if you are happy, if you are strong, if you are enthusiastic, if you are hopeful of life, if you are full of energy, then naturally you will choose the right food. You will have the strength to choose only the right food. But when you are not happy, you are depressed, you are stressful, you are feeling anger or fear or irritation, anxiety, stress, tension, any kind of disturbed mental state, brain wants to come out of that state by choosing a food which will make you forget about all these problems. So obviously some food which is stimulating, which will make you forget all those things, which will take you to a different state. So such food you will be craving for. And if you are staying in a disturbed mental state for a longer duration, you will be eating more and more unhealthy food. You will choose more and more unhealthy food. And nowadays it is so easy to get this unhealthy food. If you want to have healthy food, it is a bit difficult. If you want to have unhealthy food, just touch your phone and you'll get instantly the unhealthy food. And this is what is happening. People are craving foods which are full of artificial flavor enhancers, which will make you crave and eat more and more food. So it's very important for us to stay in a better mental state so that we will choose the right food, and choose the right food so that we will be in a better mental state. So just let us look into Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, 3 kinds of food items food is classified into 3 types: sattvic food, rajasic food, and tamasic food. And they say that the kind of food you eat, we are what we eat. So if you eat sattvic food, you become sattva guna sampanna. If you eat rajasic food, this rajoguna will increase in your mind. If you eat tamasic food, tamoguna will increase in your mind. So what are sattvic foods? Sattvic foods include juicy foods, green vegetables, milk, fresh butter, cereals, all the grains, white, wheat, rice, barley, dry fruits, almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, all whatever dry fruits are available, sprouted grains, aromatic herbs and spices when they are used along with good foods in a very, very minimal quantity. All these things are coming under sattvic food. And people who have this sattva guna, they are very stable, very they don't have extreme mood swings. They are peaceful, act very active, they do things very fast. It's very difficult for us to disturb their mental state, because they are under control of their own mental state. They are relaxed, at the same time they work wonderfully, work very effectively. So we come across such people around us, right? Similarly, when you eat rajasic food, rajoguna increases in your mind. What is rajasic food? Rajasic foods include fried food, overcooked. Even the sattvic food, if you are frying it overly, overcooked sattvic food becomes rajasic food. Foods that contain a lot of chilies, exciting products like tea, coffee, tobacco, all these come under rajasic food. And what about so what happens if you eat rajasic food? It overstimulates your brain activity. You will always be restless, wanting to do something, some activity, and you might get easily irritated. Any small disturbance will excite you, irritate you, alter your mental state, cause anger or irritation. And most of the time you will be on a high energy level, excited state, which is again which will drain you. All the energy will get drained. So rajasic food is also not good for our daily usage. And then there is tamasic food. Tamoguna is dullness. So what is tamasic food? Tamasic foods are foods which are cooked in advance, kept for too long in fridge, canned food, preserved food, lots and lots of heavy non-vegetarian food, wine, alcohol, all these things which are very difficult to digest, heavy in nature, not freshly prepared, reheated, kept in fridge, refrigerated food. All these food items will bring down that enthusiasm in life. People who eat a lot of tamasic food, they tend to be dull, not so much of any goals and ambitions in life. They just want to be like that. So such kind of emotions, such kind of attitude will increase if you regularly consume tamasic food. So it's very important for us to choose as much as possible 90% sattvic food in our day-to-day food this thing. So sattva is balance, harmony, positivity, peace, clarity, lightness, creativity, openness, and intelligence. So when you eat sattvic food, you get all these qualities, you get this mental state. And doesn't mean that Sattvaguna people will just sit and meditate. No, they are very productive. They do more, they achieve more. They can do more things in less time, and yet stay without any stress, peacefully. They'll be always in a state of bliss. Rajas, this Rajoguna is like excitement, movement, activity, energy, passion, desire, agitation, anxiety, egotism. All these feelings, they get increased when you eat a lot of rajasic food. Then this tamoguna is inertia, inactivity, negativity, apathy, dullness, dark feelings, delusions, depression, ignorance. So all these things is tamas. So when you eat lots and lots of preserved foods, refrigerated, tin, canned foods, mind tends to become dull. Tamoguna tends to get it gets increased. So it's very important for us to choose maximum sattva guna most ahara foods which are having lots and lots of sattva guna. And some foods are naturally heavy and difficult to get digested, whereas other food items are naturally light and they get easily digested. So digestive power of some people is very high and other people is so low, making even the lightest food difficult to digest. So cooking and adding of spices converts heavy food into easily digestible food. But if you add more spices, overcook the food, again the same light food becomes heavy. So normally cooking and adding spices is to make heavy food into lighter food. But the kind of spices we are adding, the quantity of spices we are adding, and the kind of cooking we are doing, that is increasing the heaviness of the food. Preparation of certain food items adds extra heaviness and converts even easily digestible food into heavy food. It's very important for us to eat light, easily digestible food. Because nowadays most of the people, their digestive system is very weak. Very few people are there who are having a lot of strong digestive power. So today I just wanted to discuss one important topic, that is compatibility of food. So whatever food we are eating, it should be compatible with our own body constitution. And when you mix 2 or 3 kinds of food items, they should also be compatible with each other. This compatibility is very important, and often we ignore very simple principles which are very useful in choosing the right combinations. Combinations of certain types of foods, they may have opposite properties, they have opposite activities on the tissues. So it's very important for us to um, understand this particular compatibility. In Ayurveda, we call this topic as Viruddhahara. Viruddhahara is like mixing two items which are not compatible with each other. So this compatibility, if we understand, you know, any kind of food you take, it can be very nutritious, it can be easily digestible and even easily excretable. But sometimes food is not compatible with another kind of food and we mix them. Both are good foods when taken separately, but when you mix them and we mix two or more food items, if they are not compatible with each other, they will cause some trouble inside our body. And of course, that particular food should also be compatible with the constitution of the person who is consuming it. So whenever there is no compatibility, this food will disturb the health, and sometimes it can cause some serious diseases also. It's very important for us to look at the compatibility of the kind of food which we are mixing. So when there are having opposite properties, two different foods are having two different kind of properties. So they have different kind of activity, they can have different effect on the tissues, and you mix them together, that will cause a problem. They may exert some unwanted effect on body when processed in a particular form. If you cook it in a specific way which is not compatible, and if you mix them in a certain proportion which is not compatible, it can cause some undesirable effect. If you take the food in an incompatible time, normally in different time, like for example, curd is not compatible with our human body in the night time. So if you consume it in the wrong time also, it can cause some problem. And topography is a science. Topography is called is a science which is related to the combination of food. If the kind of food which you are mixing together, they are not compatible with each other. Simple examples I will tell you. I'll also try to go deeper also. So if you look at this, just if you look at this chart, so fruits and milk, they are not compatible with each other. Fruits are very good for our health. Milk is also very good. But when you mix fruits and milk, the mixture, the fruit, milkshake or whatever you call it, it is not good for human body. A lot of research went into this combinations. And what happens when you mix fruits and milk? What happens when you mix honey and hot water? Hot water is excellent, very good for our problems like cough, cold, obesity. We all know hot water is very good. Even government recommends drinking hot water whenever you have some infections and all. It's very, very useful. Honey is also very good. Honey strengthens our lungs, reduces respiratory troubles, increases immunity. But when you mix honey and hot water, it becomes incompatible. When you heat honey, then it loses its goodness and becomes unhealthy. When you take honey with food items which are hot in nature, like hot dosa or idli, you put honey on it and take it. Or you take green tea and mix hot green tea, mix honey, and it is not healthy. A lot of research again went into what happens when you heat honey or take it along with hot things and how it will have a negative effect on the body. So simply, there are some principles which we need to understand. For example, when you mix cooked food and uncooked food, it's simply logical. Even if you don't know a lot of scientific research, you can simply think with your own mind. To cook, to digest cooked food, The effort of body is different. To digest uncooked food, it is a different kind of ball game. So body needs different kinds of digestive juices to digest uncooked food, and different kinds of digestive juices to digest cooked food. When you mix them together, so it will not be able to digest both kinds of foods completely. So some food will stay indigested, and lots of toxins they get produced. So when you eat salads along with cooked food, that is not compatible. So if you want to eat raw food, eat it at least 2 hours before consuming cooked food. Don't consume cooked food and uncooked food together. Similarly, consuming cold food and hot food. Food which is cold in temperature and food which is hot in temperature. If you mix them both and consume it, again, it will cause some problem inside the body. You go to a hotel, you order a cup of coffee or tea, and they will serve you chilled water. You drink a chilled water glass, and then you drink a cup of hot coffee. So both are extreme temperatures, not compatible. Or when you're eating hot biryani along with chilled Coke or thumbs up, cold and hot food, not compatible. So it's very important for us to choose the right combination of foods. So I have a list of items which are not compatible with each other, and we have classified them into, these are all different types of wrong combinations. Desha Viruddha, diet which is contradictory to a given region. This particular food item is not compatible for people living in this particular region. For example, the area is dry area and I eat dry food items. That increases dryness. Already I'm having a lot of dryness in the body because the temperature, the atmosphere is dry in nature, and I eat more and more dry foods. Or the area is completely marshy area, lot of humidity is there, lot of coldness is there, and then I eat a lot of unctuous items, lot of oil, lot of butter, lot of ghee. That is also not compatible with the area in which I am living. Kala Viruddha. So some food items are not compatible with a particular time. For example, in winter, if you eat lots and lots of cold foods, dry food items, that is not compatible in a winter season. Or if you take lots and lots of hot and pungent substances in summer, it is not compatible. Similarly, Agni Viruddha. Agni is our digestive strength, our capacity to digest food. So intake of such foods which are not in accordance to our digestive power. Consuming heavy food items when our digestive capacity is very low, or consuming very light food items when our digestive capacity is so high, so strong digestive strength, and you are eating only light food. Both are not good. Matra Viruddha. Consuming diet which is incompatible in terms of quantity required. In Ayurveda, they say that if you mix equal quantity of honey and ghee, that combination is not healthy, not good for our body. So even if you want to mix honey and ghee, one should be more, one should be less, not equal quantity. So, which needs a lot of research again, why this is not compatible. Satmya Viruddha. So normally we have some affinity towards some food items and we regularly eat it and it becomes satmya. Means we get used to such food items. So suddenly you take different kind of food items. You are accustomed to eat pungent food, hot food, but suddenly you keep eating more and more sweet and cold food items. That is opposite to the things which you got accustomed to. That is called satmya viruddha. Then we have dosha viruddha. For example, my nature is a hot nature. I am a Pitta Prakriti, fire water type of person. And I eat more and more hot and spicy food, which is again increasing the excess Pitta, which is already there inside my body. So that is Viruddha. That is, I need to have some food items which are cooling in nature, which will bring down the excess heat inside my body. And if I don't take such food items, it is Dosha Viruddha. Sanskara Viruddha. Consuming such preparation of food items which become poisonous when prepared in a particular way. So this is, a typical example which we don't find regularly. Like in those times, they used to eat peacock meat. If you cook like if you take castor wood and lit a fire with it and cook peacock meat with it, it is not a right way to cook it. But I will give you another example, which is heating the honey. So it is sanskara viruddha. You should not heat honey. That will, create a lot of trouble inside the honey, which gets transferred to our body, and body will undergo a lot of troubles when you heat honey or add it to hot things. That is sanskar viruddha. Then we have virya viruddha, eating food items which have potency opposite to each other, and when they are consumed together, it is called virya viruddha. Fish is having a hot and tikshna gunas, and milk is having snigdha mrudu gunas. So when you mix them together, their virya is opposite, the strength is opposite. So it is again a wrong combination. Kosta viruddha, consumption of those foods which are contradictory to one's nature of digestive tract. So, for example, we have very mild digestive power, and we are eating a lot of heavy food, and this particular heavy food is also having a lot of purgative action, and you can't digest it, and without digesting it, it will try to come out of the body and it will create a lot of trouble. So your gut get, sometimes your some people, they have a gut which is very sensitive, and you give stimulants which will irritate and over irritate the gut, then we find troubles like irritable bowel syndrome and all. So according to our own gut strength, we need to choose our right food items, like kosta viruddha, if you don't choose it accordingly. Avastha viruddha, intake of food in contrast to one's state of health. So a person is sleepy, and he is eating more and more cold, heavy and slimy food, which will induce more sleep. And already he is a sleepy person, he sleeps 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and he's eating foods which will increase more and more sleep. So that is avastha viruddha. A person is having a lot of fever, and when the fever is high, the digestive strength will become very, very weak, and you give a lot of heavy food to such person with fever, that will again worsen the fever, it will cause more disturbance. So it is avastha viruddha, state of health. Krama viruddha. So there are, this is again a big topic which we will discuss some other day. So we need to consume food items in a krama, in a order. So like first we need to consume sweet, then we need to consume dal, then we need to consume, the pungent and bitter taste. Again, we can end it with sweet taste, like that. That is a krama. And we should also consume, food after your bowels are empty, after your bladder is empty, when you have appetite. So after the previous meal is digested. So all these things are some rules which we follow. But if you don't follow, if your bladder is full, your bowel is full, and you eat food, you don't have hunger, you eat food. So such things, or you don't eat in a right order, all these things are again, they are called krama viruddha. Then we have parihara viruddha, consuming food items which are against prescription. For example, pork is something which is not compatible with hot substances. So just after consuming pork, if you eat a lot of hot substances, it is parihara viruddha. Upachara viruddha, consuming food items which are not as per prescription. So if you drink ghee, if you consume ghee or something which is made out of ghee, and this ghee is, tends to get stuck to the intestines because of its nature, and you then take lots of ice cream or cold substances, which will again make the ghee freeze inside your tummy. So instead of that, if you consume hot things, hot water or hot milk after you consume ghee, that will help in better digestion of the ghee. Otherwise, this becomes upachara viruddha. Then paka viruddha, diet food item which is not properly cooked, food which is undercooked, overcooked, burned during the process of preparation, that is paka viruddha. It's wrong way of cooking food. Then we have samyoga viruddha, food items not compatible in terms of combinations. Sour substances which are generally acidic, if you combine with milk, that is a samyoga viruddha. Then hridaya viruddha, like food items which are not palatable. You don't feel happy when you consume that particular food. Unpleasant food items, even if they are nutritious, if you look at them, you feel like vomiting. Such items are hridaya viruddha. Then we have sampad viruddha. So, like there are food items which are not fully grown. You are harvesting the crop without the maturity of that particular crop. So consuming the immature food items or over matured food items or putrefied food substance, that is sampad viruddha. Then we have vidhi viruddha, eating food in various variants to set norms, rules, and regulations. For example, you are surrounded by so many people and you are exposed to the external atmosphere, and you are eating on open area, or you are just standing and eating food instead of sitting and eating food. So there are some vidhis, general set norms, rules, and regulations. You are eating against it, that is called vidhi viruddha. So these are all things which matter most when we